Hey everybody, welcome back to the COVID Cocktail Club. For this Friday edition, we are going to go back to the brown and make a bourbon cocktail. This one was a request. It is called a Tennessee Stud. It's a riff really on a Gold Rush, which is really just a riff on a whiskey sour. I think what makes it a Tennessee Stud, though, is that it says specifically it wants Tennessee whiskey. So if anybody has Tennessee whiskey laying around the house, this is the time to use it. What's a Tennessee whiskey, like a Jack Daniels? I don't have any Tennessee whiskey. So the next best thing that I could come up with was a Kentucky bourbon that happens to be the favorite of my friend who requested this cocktail. So cheers, Addie. That one's for you.
I have a Kentucky one too. Why would we just call this a Kentucky Stud then?
Oh, we're just gonna call this a Kentucky Stud. There you go.
Yeah.
So this riff on a whiskey sour, the big difference, I think, besides the fact that we don't have Tennessee whiskey, is its use of honey syrup instead of simple syrup. But I do think that that will give it a different flavor and a little bit of a richness, a little bit of a different sweet taste to it. So I am excited to try it because it comes highly recommended. Jason, do you have any nerdy facts for a Tennessee/Kentucky Stud?
I don't, but I'm doing a riff on mine. Mine's going to be a Kentucky Stud with Meyerland honey.
With Meyerland honey.
Why is it Meyerland honey, you ask? Let me tell you. So our friends over at Local Foods, Benji over there, sold me on this. Actually, he gave it to us, so he's yet sponsoring this again. This is called B2B Honey. It's actually part of the B2B Honey Collective, and they're a local group that are trying to increase the honeybee population here in Houston. And they are taking honey from different parts of the city. So like in this case, it literally says Meyerland honey. I've only had the Meyerland honey, but according to Benji, they have some from all over the city, different neighborhoods, and you actually can taste the difference depending on where it came from. So
how would you say Meyerland honey tastes different from any other honey?
Oh, there's a joke there somewhere.
Okay, let's make this cocktail.
Can you tell it's a Friday?
Making this cocktail, it's a pretty simple one. We're going to use 2 ounces of Kentucky whiskey or whatever. 1 ounce of honey syrup, which is really simple syrup made with honey, so it's equal parts honey and water, boiled, cooled, you know, same old thing. It took me about 5 minutes. I whipped some up before I started doing this. 3/4 of fresh lemon juice. The other thing that sets this one apart is the bitters. So it's add 2 extra dashes of orange bitters and 1 dash of Angostura bitters. Get ice and shake. Strain it into a rocks glass with rocks. It also called for a garnish, both a lemon and an orange peel. So we're gonna get fancy.
You're gonna get fancy. I've got 1 measly orange left. All my lemons have been juiced. So I will be watching you get fancy, but I will do an orange peel.
Okay, orange peel. And a lemon peel.
Very nice.
And there is our Tennessee Stud, Kentucky Stud, Texas Stud.
The Meyerland Honey Stud.
Right, Meyerland Honey Stud. There you go.
So here's my take on this before even having a sip, because I think we know what it's going to taste like. I would say this does not fall in the category of like the most creative cocktail or the prettiest cocktail or the most exciting cocktail. But I think this is a very solid cocktail. This is like just a good standard. I think the honey syrup gives it a little bit of a twist, but otherwise it's just a good straightforward, like you can't come up with what to drink. You don't want to spend 10 minutes looking for 14 different recipes. It's just a good, safe go-to.
Well, I think the other nice thing about this is you could easily knock down 3 of them. You know, you just like, it's a nice sipping drink, you know, you can have a couple of those and be okay.
I want to see you knock down 3 of these and see how you're feeling.
Sip down 3 of them over the course of an afternoon.
Okay. Next week. So as you guys know, we're doing 3 times a week now. But we have, I think, a pretty good varied menu for next week. We have a gin-based cocktail, or gin and egg white, along with a few other surprises in there I think you guys will like. We have an agave-based cocktail with mezcal and tequila that I know Ricey will like. And what I'm actually excited about is we're bringing beer into the CCC. So it's not a true cocktail. Let's call it a beer cocktail. So I would say, well, you'll see the recipe card, the menu card coming up on your screen. But get some Mexican beer ready. Get some things you maybe put in a Bloody Mary ready. And I'm looking forward to that one. Hopefully the weather will cooperate. It's a good outdoor summer drink.
We'll see.
So, I don't think Ricey's too excited about that one, though, are you?
You know what? I have to say, I've had one, never made one, so I'm excited to get to learn it.
Well, good. I will see you Monday after your 3 drinks.
Awesome.
Have a good weekend, everybody.
Have a good weekend, everyone.
Cheers, Rice.
Cheers, Jason.